All right, everybody. It is going to be Sunday, and I'm finally getting around to this daily recap for our Friday trading in our live morning show. But before we get started, just a couple things. I do this every morning. It is free for the first hour. You can support my channel by just giving me a thumbs up and subscribing, and also please share this with others. And also make sure you hit that notification bell so we can keep you updated on all our new videos and when we send out our daily recaps. Also want to mention that if you have been watching us for a while and you would like to learn exactly how I do it, I am having a special here now up until Easter. We're going to give you a full 40% off. We do have several packages. Also, the platinum package right now is still on sale. That will it will eventually go away, and or will be limited by raising the price on it. That's where I actually teach Einstein, and I do want to limit that. How I'm going to limit it, I haven't really figured that out yet. It's either going to be via price, or I'm going to limit it to how many I train over a given period of time. But I am going to limit it because I don't want it widely distributed out there in the marketplace. So that's something to keep in mind. But please, this is the time to take care of the special. The special is going to go away, but you can still get 40% off. Also, if you are an existing customer and you just want to upgrade, let's say maybe you bought the silver and you want to go up to platinum, those discounts also apply to you as well. All right. So that being said, please support my channel. Let me know that you want me to continue to do this. I demonstrate my unique trading approach that I've used over the last 35 years of my 40-year trading career. I have simplified the process. I have 2 exclusive trading tools that I use. They are not publicly available, something that I've developed over the last 35 years. And they have proven themselves to be effective in all markets. That's why I call them universal. All right, so they are a universal tool. So please check that out. And let's get started. Let's see how we did on Friday. All right, starting off, I only made 3 trades in the commodities. I didn't do any indices on Friday. All right. I did have setups, but I really wasn't liking the action overall for the market, so I decided not to do any indices and just stick with Forex, and which I haven't seen me do in a while, and also gold. Gold was the first trade I called out in the morning. The others came in after that first free hour of trading. It was a short. Let me explain a couple things here. Okay, so you can see this is going to be a 1-minute chart of gold. Where it says entry sell, that is based off of the patterns. Remember, I'm only using 2 tools here. I'm using my patterns that give me my entries, and then I'm using Einstein that will give me my profit targets when I'm trading. When I'm trading any of the, if I'm trading indices or I'm trading gold, silver, any of the commodities, natural gas, I'm always going usually for my very first target. That's it, very first target, even though Einstein will project more targets out based on how many patterns set up. All right. So entry was right here. This was my profit target. So just a little bit more about Einstein. These targets that you're seeing here, they're not based off of support and resistance. They're not based off of some sort of Fibonacci number, some GAN, a GAN line or a GAN number, any of those other crazy things that you see people using out there. This Einstein gives me very specific targets. And so the best analogy to explain how Einstein works is think about a car going down the road. And we want to make a prediction. How far down the road is that car going to travel? Well, we can do that with a high degree of accuracy. All right. And how do we do that? Well, assuming a car reaches a certain speed, even if it slams on its brakes, we know it's going to slide a certain distance, right? Now, yes, it may not slam on its brakes and go further, but we're always looking at where is the highest probability of it traveling, and that's going to be making the assumption that it hits a certain velocity, in this case looking at a stock, looking at its velocity, even if all else fails and everything starts to, let's say it's going down and we see a ton of buyers coming in, or we also see, think of it as a car going the route, it slams on its brakes. It's still going to go a certain distance, okay, before it comes to a stop, right? In this case, a stop and then reverse, all right? So we're always looking for that highest probability. What are the probabilities? The probabilities are over 70% that we are going to hit these targets, okay? So that being said, what about the other 30%? Well, keep in mind that when we're talking about predictability in the market, the most accurate you're going to be, and I don't care what people say, what you hear, they say they're 80, 90%. You can't do it over a long period of time because there's a factor of what we call noise in the market. There's things nobody can predict. Just like a speeding car going down the road slams on its brakes, is it go a certain distance? Well, not necessarily. If you see another car pull in front of it, it's going to probably stop before it hits that particular distance, or, right, the road may be wet. There may be conditions, right, that are not normal, that where that car is going to travel further than our predicted amount. But on average, over 70% of the time, all right, everything being fairly normal tires, normal road conditions, blah, 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 then we know that it's going to go at least a certain distance. And that's why we look at these targets. And that's basically how Einstein works. So it is, yeah, it is a new approach. But once again, it's repeatable. It works in all markets. It's something that once somebody learns it, they can easily go back and run it on any stock, any commodity, you could use crypto. I don't care what you look at, Forex, you'll see that it does have those high probabilities of hitting these levels. All right. So just like same thing with the patterns. I only use 4 to 5 different patterns. Also, once again, hitting in that high percentile. It took us years to find these patterns. They are actually quite simple. But what makes them even more important and more valuable is the fact that they work on all markets. So the same pattern that I'm using here with gold, I can use, and I do use the same patterns whether I'm trading a stock, an indice, Forex, whatever the case may be. Okay, so starting off with the gold, we did have an entry on Friday. We did have a target down here. I did enter and it did hit my target. I didn't go too heavy. I did pick up $54 on gold. After we completed the live show, we continued to trade for the next 2 hours, and we traded a little bit of the Euro US and the US Yen. So I had a nice day of $413.25, which being a Friday, anything that's positive on a Friday is usually a good day. All right, so that being said, let's take a quick look at see how we did on our stocks. If you recall, I talked about very high probability that I would be jumping in on PALI. That was a big mover on Thursday. We did have some news come out on PALI. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised to see it even go up on Monday. So, with that being said, I did have a high probability I was going to continue to trade it, and I did. So let's take a look at that as well. All right, so here we go. This is going to be PALI. But the first trade I took in the morning was on PRTX. Y'all saw me take PRTX. Made a little bit of money on PRTX, 135 on PRTX. I did trade a little bit of GFAI, WBL. All WBL's been on the radar for a while, so I scalped a little bit out of that. GFAI, scalped a little bit out of that. Actually could have done pretty good on that, but I didn't get a great feel getting out of it, so I don't know what happened there. But anyway, once again, PALI was the one that I was going to be watching, so I did play PALI. Here's the trade. So basically, I entered, I think I entered right before the top of the hour, 9:49. Yeah, 9:49. Entered in, got long at 3:44. This was my entry. I had 4 levels, 1, 2, 3, 4. It did hit level 1. It did hit level 2 before it fell and came all the way back down. I did not get out. I held it because 2 reasons. Number one, I was seeing that basically this looked like it was just flushing out a lot of the weak buyers, number one. Number two, I had several patterns still showing that I was going to go up to level 3 and level 4. So I went ahead, and when it pulled back down here, I added again. That add came in around, I can tell you exactly, I added at 1022, added again at 318. Once it came back up, it hit my actual entry point of 344. I was going to continue to hold on to it. It went back up, and it hit again these two levels again. It pulled back, and then when it pulled back and it couldn't really get moving, I went ahead and I exited long. It was around 12, got out around 1220, I think it was. Got out at 342, but because of what I made on my add-on, took a little bit of loss on the initial position of 344. Got out, took my profit at 342, but I still ended up making a nice 285. All right, and if you watch, well, question is, did it ever get up to level 3 and 4? And of course it did, but I was already out of it. You can see later on, it didn't come until about 2 o'clock. After 2 o'clock, it hit it. This is called the power hour, right? The last hour of the trading day. So you had those enthusiastic buyers coming in, pushed it up through those levels, but I wasn't about to hold on to it that long. It'd be on a Friday. Now, had it been a Monday or a Tuesday, yeah, maybe I would have held a little bit longer because everything was screaming it was going to go higher. So, and then it just pulled back, and then it came back later on after hours, and I think it went back up again. Yeah, quite a bit. So, yes, I'm going to still have this on my radar on Monday. I'm going to be watching it. If I could get some opportunities on it, I'll be taking it. So PALI will still be on my radar. But overall, 530, then with the other 500 I made, I still had a nice day considering it was a Friday. And that's going to wrap it up. So once again, we do trade. We start every Sunday night with our subscribers. We watch Forex. We do a lot of Forex trading. And so we're going to start on that Sunday night. And then, of course, Monday morning for the first hours open to everybody. We do that every Monday through Friday. I start at 9 to 10 Eastern, and then we continue on in our live trading room. Once again, when you're watching my live show, do keep in mind that it is being broadcast through YouTube, and there is quite a bit of delay. It's like 10-15 seconds. If you don't want that delay, you can get into our Zoom room. All right, so the Zoom room has absolutely no delay. If you're interested in that, you can join us for the first 3 hours in Zoom. And right now I'm offering a special for only $50. So $50 a month. You can join us for 3 hours. We don't actually go into disclosure on how it works. You can just watch me trade live as I call out my trades. So you can watch me live for 3 hours every day, Monday through Friday, in the live trading room. If you'd like to learn more about how the process works, or like to be able to do this on your own, which I highly suggest, then I do have 3 packages that goes you through the 2 tools that I use, my patterns and Einstein, that I use in order to make these calls. All right. So, but if you don't have the funds, or you're not willing to dish anything out right now, then a good way to do it would be to just follow me during live market action without the delay in Zoom, and that's $50 a month. If you're interested, I don't know if they've posted that up on my website yet, but just go to innovatortradingstrategies.com. Go to there's an area there where you can go ahead and you can ask me any questions. Tell me you're interested in that. We'll send you a special link so you can get signed up for $50. All right, and then you can watch me live for the first 3 hours every day under Zoom where there's no delay. All right, that's it. And I will do this again on Monday night, but please join us Monday morning as we watch again PALI and whatever else is heating up. Take care.